We're in the 12th hour. This room right here is the last line of defense for America. Never in my life have we been so close to losing our citizenship and our freedom. 65% of Democrats polled that they were in favor of locking unvaccinated people in their homes. Now, whether or not you're in this room and you've been vaccinated is not the point. The idea that you could be locked in your home through scientific technocracy is a telltale sign that we are in a free fall towards tyranny.
Yes.
That's what this is about. You've been scammed. And I'm here for one reason, really. And I got 10 minutes or 12 minutes, but I'm really here for one reason. We're going to get straight to it. I can't be bought. The biggest problem in politics right now in our country is that you all get some stump speech from some candidate, not to be disparaging. You get some stump speech. They tell you all the things you want to hear about the issues. They get to Washington, D.C., God willing. They get swept up by the system, and they get bought off. We're all looking around at each other wondering how it's conceivable that in a preschool you could teach that a woman could have a penis. Why are we shocked? Why are we shocked? This is the war of attrition, of a culture war. This is a scam that's been run on you by the corporatocracy, globalists from within the corporatocracy, the elected officials that they've financed, and the administrative state, all to devalue American citizenship. And it gets worse. It's a stopgap. The devaluing of your citizenship has to be done because the American dream stands in the way of globalism. We're the last frontier of freedom. We've already lost too much ground. There can be no more moderate politics because this is not a moderate situation we're in. I feel it. I feel the danger over the horizon because I didn't get vaccinated. I wasn't taking that vaccine. I knew better. A lot of people who come from the community I come from, who have traditionally voted Democrat, they knew better. Black people who have been brainwashed by liberals to abort their babies and believe everything that comes from CNN, they were hesitant on that vaccine though. And that gives us hope. That means they can be convinced. That means they can be converted. I come from a community where, no offense, there wasn't a huge representation of the Republican platform. I didn't know what Republicanism was. It took an independent pursuit of truth for me to find the Republican Party. That's why I'm thankful that I'm able to speak to you today and that so many people showed up. I was a nomad. I came from the void. I told the NBA, if you want to know globalism, look at the National Basketball Association. I know many of you may be Timberwolves fans, and as a sportsman, I'm a Minnesota fan through and through. I'll vote for you if you're a Minnesota athlete, regardless of how I feel about you personally, okay? But let's be honest. The NBA's in on it. They're in on it. They were one of the first stones in the avalanche that promoted that China is the great new horizon. David Stern. I sat in an office with these people. I said mental health is going to be the greatest social issue. It is the greatest social issue we face, and it will be the greatest social issue we face going forward. And look where we are. Psychological turmoil. That's what we're looking at. I sat in the room and I said, how can this institution claim to care? We get behind closed doors and you say, hey, you're right about mental health. But all of these people who you want to help, you can't help them unless we say you can. We're big, you're small, you're too smart for your own good. Go out there and play for 15 years. Come back to us when you put in a career of work for the establishment, and then maybe we'll let you go fight on behalf of the people. I said, fuck off. Fuck off. You guys have and you know why I can talk with that conviction? Because I have faith in God. And I know that God will pardon me and give me forgiveness for profanity in the presence of pure evil. And that's what many of us have forgotten in here. Not in here, because some of you are first timers like me. Let's say in the party. We are charged to save this country right now. Because the other side, They've abandoned God completely. And we have to ask ourselves right here today, in this congressional district endorsement, are we the party of God?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Are we the party of God? Do we believe in God? See, some people were slow to that. And I don't say that jokingly. The liberal establishment, this neoliberal, Marxist, anti-human, Satanist establishment, has casted such a big shadow over this nation that we've become stowaway Christians. We talk about Christian faith in hushed tones. I'm watching them. I'm watching Republican candidates talk about God in hushed tones. There's nothing stowaway about my faith in God. I'm not ashamed of it. The institutions that want to give you access to the game want you to be afraid of it. And that's the real scam here. The real scam is to break America because our Constitution was founded on Judeo-Christian values, and Judeo-Christian values create independence. They want us codependent. That's the idea of globalism, is to merge the state and the corporation at the global scale. And it's going to turn each and every one of you into serfs. I don't care how much money. You don't have enough money. You could be in the highest tax bracket right now. Guess they want you to. The middle market of entrepreneurs, they want you to. You're out. That's why all the independent entrepreneurs are in danger from the Amazons and the Walmarts and the Targets and the CCP. They want you out. And guess what they're going to give you in replace of it?
Shit.
Oh, they got better plans for you than that. They got better plans than to give you shit. They're going to give you virtual reality. They're going to give you virtual reality and a universal basic income. This isn't a conspiracy. This is the unabashed plan that they're promoting right out in the open. Global World Government Summit, Dubai. Just recently, woman stands right up in front of the crowd and says, "Are you ready for New World Order?" With no fear. Why? Because we've become too local. That may be a wild thing to say in a congressional district convention. We've become too local. We've underestimated how big their plans are, how ambitious they can be, and how effective they can be at carrying out those plans. The grandiosity of the federal government is undermining the meaning of community. Your participation right here is squandered if we don't tie the global to the local. That's the fight that we're in. Citizenship versus globalism. Some people don't even think I should be able to say globalism. The Star Tribune said that globalism is a dog whistle for anti-Semitism. This isn't a joke. The newspaper of record in this city made the claim that globalism is a dog whistle for anti-Semitism. I love the Jewish people. You know why? Jewish people wrote the Bible. It's a fact. And I think there are a group of people in our society that have taken advantage of the Jewish people and the atrocities done on them the same way the black bourgeoisie elites have taken advantage of black people.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Now look, let's get down to brass tack. All of these issues, whether it be CRT, whether it be the Church of LGBTQ, whether it be inflation, whether it be abortion, all of the issues are solved by one approach, an America First approach. Because an America First approach is a Judeo-Christian approach. It's an approach that puts a premium on freedom and independence. We're going through a second American Revolution. The inception of this country was a fight against globalism, economic imperialism. They're on the move again. Universal basic income, central bank digital currencies, and they're so brazen about it. You know why? Because our political leaders have misrepresented us so bad. The actual common political culture, as I've learned since I've got into this race, is that you can't write or talk above the level of fifth grade. That goes for all of these candidates in here, and I charge any one of them to come up here before you and tell you that what I'm saying is a lie. That an effective strategy for reaching a constituency in our country today, you should not speak or write above the level of a fifth grader. I'm here because I believe in your ability to discern through God's grace what the truth is. This isn't about politics. This is not about politics. This is about truth. That's why I'm going to take a ministry of truth into the belly of the beast. My name is Royce White. I'm running for Congress in CD5. I'm going to beat the American traitor and all of the people that fund and back her. I have about 1 minute for questions. Sorry I ran over the time. I tend to do that. Any questions? I probably got one, maybe. So, yes, sir.
How will you fix inflation?
Balance the budget. Well, I'm glad you said that. I'm going to use this last 30 seconds to say this. $30 trillion in national debt. None of these people want to talk about the Federal Reserve. Why? Because they're all in on it. $30 trillion, American cities should look like Shangri-La. Okay?
Yeah.
It didn't go to your schools. It didn't go to your hospitals. It didn't go to your roads. It didn't go to your police. It went to Afghanistan. It went to the CCP.
Yep.
It went into the hedge funds. It went to big tech. It went to the fourth industrial revolution. The World Economic Forum is at your door, and they are not kidding around. I'm going to fight against them. Thank you.